Once upon a time in a well-known city called Velmont, there lived a wealthy family with only one son, Ethan. His parents pressured him to marry early, but Ethan wanted a responsible wife. To find one, he disguised himself as a poor man and moved to a nearby village, hoping to meet someone genuine. Velmont was a city of wealth and showiness, making it hard to find an honest woman. Ethan's parents opposed his plan, but he convinced them that every woman in Velmont would only pretend to impress him. They finally agreed but gave him 2 years to return with the bride or accept their choice. For a month, Ethan let his hair grow unkempt and dressed in ragged clothes before setting out. At the bus stop, he told the driver he was a traitor who had lost everything and needed a village with kind people to start over. The driver, Martin, took pity on him and offered to bring him to his own village, where people were kind. Ethan accepted, and after a long journey, they arrived in a small but well-provided village. Martin introduced Ethan to his wife, who welcomed him warmly and gave him a small but clean room. Ethan began working at the market as a wheelbarrow pusher, but most customers treated him poorly. After a year and 6 months, he was losing hope of finding a responsible wife and decided to accept his parents' choice. When he told Martin, the driver encouraged him to try a different market. There, he met 2 sisters, Ava and Lillian. Ava was rude, but Lillian was kind. When they reached their home, Ava ordered Lillian to unpack the goods while she went inside. Ethan offered to help Lillian and asked why her sister treated her badly. She explained that Ava was her stepsister, and she had to obey her. Ethan learned from Martin's wife that Lillian was admired, but suffered under her stepmother, Margaret, who forced suitors to marry Ava instead. Determined, Ethan set out to marry Lillian. He continued seeing her at the market, and, after months, confessed his love. Lillian hesitated, fearing her stepmother's opposition, but Ethan assured her he would handle it. Ava overheard and mocked them, rushing home to tell Margaret. When they arrived, Margaret slapped Lillian and made her kneel in the sun. Ethan declared his intention to marry Lillian, but Margaret laughed, calling him a beggar. To test him, she wrote a list of expensive bridal items, convinced he could never afford them. Ethan took the list and promised to return in a week. Ethan traveled back to Velmont with Martin. When they arrived at a large company, Martin was shocked to see guards rushing to serve Ethan. Realizing Ethan was rich, Martin was further astonished when Ethan had him paid handsomely. Ethan then met his father, who joyfully welcomed him. His mother, however, was disappointed as she had already chosen a bride for him. Regardless, his father gave his blessing for Ethan to marry Lillian. A week later, Ethan returned to the village with luxury cars and a bullion van filled with the demanded items. Margaret and Ava were speechless. Ethan gifted Martin a car and financial support, then went to see Lillian. Upset that he had lied about his identity, she tried to leave, but Ethan explained his reasons, and she forgave him. Ava attempted to win Ethan over now that he was rich, but he ignored her. Ethan took Lillian to Velmont, where she received a makeover, making her even more stunning. His family welcomed her, and soon after, they had the grandest wedding of the year. Their love story became the talk of the town, and they lived happily ever after.